everyone, welcome to Fun Food Fashion, another episode, another new recipe. And sorry for late upload, I was bit busy so couldn't upload, but here I am with another interesting recipe, that is stuffed chicken bun, which looks complicated but very easy to make and super delicious. So without further saying, let's get started. But first thing first, hit the subscribe button if you're new and press the bell icon so that you never miss an upload in my channel. Now get into the recipe and make stuffed chicken bun. For that we are going to milk. To that I am going to add 1.5 teaspoon of sugar. In this milk we are going to proof the dry yeast. For that you need to check the temperature of milk perfectly. Put one finger inside the milk and hold it for 10 seconds. If it's bearable, then it's bearable for the yeast as well. And sugar is obviously the food for the yeast. Next, add 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast. I recommend you to use instant dry yeast instead of using normal dry yeast, because dry yeast sometimes does not work properly. Mix it and let it proof for 15 minutes in the warmest place in your house. Meanwhile, here I am going to prepare the maida or all-purpose flour, which I have taken 150 grams. Then add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix it. To that I am going to add 1.5 teaspoon of vegetable oil and mix as well. Now see the yeast, they have started to bubble, form bubbles. That means the yeast are active. If you don't find your yeast like this, they are not bubbling, then don't use that yeast, because then all your recipe will go into vain. Now add the entire milk, yeast mixed milk, into the maida and make a soft dough. And if you think you require more milk, use lukewarm milk. Don't use cold milk, then it will ruin everything. Use lukewarm milk, and the dough will be very sticky and soft, so use milk accordingly to make it soft and sticky. So I have gathered all the dough together. Now it's time to stretch and fold. For that, here on a plate I have taken just a little bit of flour, dusted just a little bit of flour. Now I'm going to knead the dough for 15 minutes. This is a very important step. This will release all the gluten present in the flour, and you need to knead it in stretch and fold method like this. Use milk if required and stretch and fold and make a very soft, smooth, sticky dough. See, this is the consistency where it's soft and sticky but not too sticky. This is the perfect consistency, and this kneading process is very important to release the gluten present in the flour. That will help to rise the bread later. Now grease the bowl with some oil so that the dough does not stick to it, and also grease the dough as well with some oil. Not too much. Now cover it with some cling film or anything that is airtight and let it rest or proof for 2 to 3 hours in the warmest place present in your house. Meanwhile, I am going to prepare the stuffing. For that, here I have taken 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a pan. Let it get nice and hot. Next goes in finely chopped onion. Here I have taken 1 large onion, and over medium flame I am going to saute it for a minute or so till they are translucent. Next I am going to add ground chicken. 150 grams of chicken I have pasted into the mixer grinder, and with the back of the spoon or spatula break it down so that there is no big chunks. We need bite-sized small pieces. So break it down like this. And over medium flame we're going to cook it. Next, add teaspoon of grated ginger and 1 teaspoon of grated garlic and fry them over medium flame for a minute or so till their rawness goes away. Next goes in green chilies, 3 to 4, which I have chopped finely. This will enhance that taste and smell as well. To that, add salt according to your taste. We're going to use some sauces later, so make sure you use less amount of salt here because sauce contains salt as well. Mix it. Next goes in 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder and 1 teaspoon of red chilli powder. You can balance the heat of the chilies according to your taste, but I think this much is required. Mix it. Then add small capsicum. I've taken 1 small capsicum and I'm using half of it, which I have diced very finely. Then add 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce and mix again. Then goes tomato ketchup, 1.5 tablespoon. Mix as well. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of water, like 2 tablespoons or so that everything is well incorporated and nicely cooked. Next, I'm going to add all-purpose seasoning, half a teaspoon of it. If you don't have this, use pizza seasoning. Next, add 1/4 teaspoon of mixed herb. This is optional, but I recommend you to use it. This will enhance the taste. Now it's quite done. Lastly, add some fresh coriander leaves, finely chopped, and mix it. And that's it. Our stuffing is ready. Take it out on a bowl and let it cool down before using it. Done. So here the stuffing is now cooled down. So I'm going to add cheese. Here I'm using processed cheese and mozzarella cheese as well. You can use as much cheese as you want, as much cheesier you want to make your stuffed bun. So that's done. Now back to the dough. You can see that our dough has risen so nicely and it has doubled in size. Now knock it off all the air and knead it just a little bit so that everything is oil incorporated and make a smooth dough. Next, dust up the working surface and divide the dough into 8 equal portions like this. And take one portion and make a small ball, and then I'm going to stretch it using my hand. You can use the rolling board or rolling pin, but this way is much easier. Stretch it just the way we do with the dough when we are making kachoris or paratha, stuffed paratha. Just in the same way, stretch it and add some generous amount of stuffing in the middle. Seal the mouth properly like this and smoothen enough the surface. There should not be any crack. See, it should be smooth like this. Next, I'm taking another one and I'm going to show you another one. Just same process. Make katori like this, stretching it with your hands. The outer corner should be thinner and the middle portion should be thicker. And seal it, roll it in between your palm and give it a smooth shape. That's it. And all our buns are ready. I'm going to grease the pan in which we are going to bake it. Here I have taken normal cake tin and I'm greasing it with some oil. In the same process we do it in while we are making the cake or anything like that, so that the buns does not stick to the bottom. Here I am dusting it with some flour as well. Next, place the bun, leaving some gap in between them. So from that dough, 8 buns are prepared. Now we're going to prove it for another 30 minutes. So clean wrap them and let it rest for 30 minutes in the warmest place. Meanwhile, preheat the oven for 15 minutes in 180 degrees Celsius. Now, after 30 minutes, they have risen nicely and doubled in size, as you can see. I'm going to brush some milk over them like this. This will keep them moisturized and give it a nice glaze on the top. Next, I'm going to drizzle some black and white sesame seeds on the top of the bun. This will give it a very store-bought look. Now I'm going to bake them for 20 minutes on 180 degrees Celsius in the oven. After 20 minutes we are back and our hot chicken stuffed buns are out of the oven. Doesn't they look delicious, just like the store-bought one? Now I'm going to brush some butter on the top. You can use normal brush to brush it, but I'm too lazy to use that. Use generous amount of butter. This will give it a glaze and make it soft, very soft. Now I'm going to cover it with damp cloth and let it rest for 10 minutes. We'll be back after 10 minutes and we'll see what happens. These 10 minutes are vital. So after 10 minutes we are back and I'm going to show you the buns. How does they look, their texture? See how soft they are. As you can see, I'm going to cut one down and I'm going to show you how does it look from inside. Okay, so see the stuffing in the middle and how soft and spongy they are. So now I'm going to serve it on this platter and serve it hot. Doesn't they look delicious, exactly the way you get in the restaurant or in cafe or in any store? Have you ever imagined that you can make this delicious recipe at home that easily? So do try this recipe and surprise your guest, Your friends, your family, and especially kids are going to love it. So do make this recipe and let me know in the comment section below how much you like it or not. Don't forget to like the video, share the video with your friends, and comment in the comment section below. Thank you.